whatever. 1 second, let me confirm this. 1 second, let me confirm this. Okay, there we go. We are here with the audio. We apologize for what happened there. Moto, you can stop streaming now. On Discord, that is, not on YouTube. But anyways, yeah, we are apologies for what happened for the first few minutes there at the start. We are here with our ACC boys at Kyalami. Round 8, of course, of this 10-round season. I'm joined here today by Moto. Big thanks to Moto for chipping in last minute for the streaming. And today joining me in the com box is Haphazard King as well. How are you guys doing?
Yeah, we're doing great here. Excited to see what our ACC boys can offer here at Kyalami.
Yep, definitely. And a few keynotes to point out here is that we have a 25% chance of rain. It's not much, but it is still a decent amount, I'd say, that could maybe add some entertainment to this race. I'm not going to say that this race is not going to be entertaining. It will be, for sure. But the rain always adds that little bit of spiciness to every race, and that just makes things much better.
Yeah, I think I do agree with that. Any race is made infinitely better with a wet transition, and just to see that immense shift from dry to wet is always sort of entertaining. That with regards to this, ACC season, simply just update us on who is currently fighting for the championship, who is one of the strongest runners at these tracks.
So generally we do have Davlish, who is the fastest. And of course, not to forget, he's followed very, very closely by Masu and a couple other drivers, but by the looks of it, they're not here today. So we could see some unfamiliar faces on the podium, and we won't run out of questions to ask Davlish, so that's one plus as well for us. And just a little bit of a side note, Moto, can we see their times if that's possible? Okay, that's one way of doing it as well. But yeah, so right now Deepakraj is on pole with a 141.9. Although Starboy is very, very close to him. He's half a second off, and Starboy goes fastest with a 141.442. This is very tight up here between Starboy as well as Deepak, and I don't know who's in P3. Tech is one. Yeah, these guys are very, very close to each other in terms of lap times. 3.5 minutes to go in qualifying. Who do you think could snatch away the pole here to happen?
I'm not sure actually. Again, I'll just make a guess, and I'm gonna say Starboy is gonna be up there by the end of it, and he's still gonna maintain his place throughout the qualifying session. But again, the session seems a bit long here, so we might see someone just rack up something a bit more special here. I think the more important thing to note is you just need to keep yourself out of trouble when it comes to pushing the limits of these cars.
Definitely, I completely agree with you. A little bit of more information that I'm getting here is that the Audis and the Porsches are, let's say, the fastest here. By the looks of it, we do not have a Porsche on the grid, so we do have a couple of Audis. We have FIFA Kanak, Deepakraj in the Audis, and a lot of Beavers, I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, so I guess considering that they are the fastest cars here, of course it also does come down to the driver as well because of balance of power. But this track generally favors the Audis, so perhaps I'm gonna place my bets on Deepakraj getting the sole.
Yeah, just one question simply. Throughout the season, can drivers change their car, or is it fixed throughout the entire season?
I don't know too much, but from what I have heard and what I've seen, they're only allowed to change it after one round, and that is their first ever round of the season. And after that, if they're unsatisfied with their car, they are allowed to change it once, and after that, they're fixed for the rest of the season.
Okay, fine.
So we can see now, Starboy, he has improved on his time. He's been holding out quite well. So maybe my prediction could be wrong, although Sai Prithvi as well as Deepak is still fairly close. So it can be anyone's game with just about a minute and a half left in this qualifying.
All right, so that, if I'm not wrong, this is the time everyone we should start pushing, right? This is it. This is gonna be the final run as they reach the finish line, right?
This will be the final runs because we're looking for some lap times in the 141s, which Starboy is very. Oh, he's already on the bottoms of 141s. What I was told was that 141s and 142s will be somewhere around the pole time. Starboy could be on to beating the 141s and going and dipping his toes into the 140s.
Yes, I can definitely see Starboy definitely pushing it, and
On my side, it's loading. Hap, can you check on your side?
yeah, sure. Let me check. I can't see anything on Discord, anyways. It's so blurry.
YouTube पे देख ले.
मैं वही देख
Okay, I
कर रहा
think we're back.
हूँ.
I think we're back. We should be back. We're back. Oh, we're back. 1 second. Yeah, we're back. We're back.
Yeah, so simply do continue. Take us through this lap.
Yeah, so we're on. Oh well.
Oof! Oh wow, that was
I didn't even
extremely
get to say
unfortunate.
anything. I mean, it was unfortunate, but I didn't even get to say anything, and we've already cursed the real SD. That is
Yes.
brilliant. The commentator's curse is
As
goes
far as
beyond just talking about them.
as far as I understand, he just he was just his car just unsettled on the curbs a bit too much, and yeah, it completely went into the wall on the left. Yeah,
It could
I
be.
think could be. I guess you
Anyone?
just have to be careful with the bumpy surface of these larger chicanes, if I can call them chicanes. I think curbs would be still the better term, but
Yeah.
yeah, you just have to be careful with those curbs and make sure you're taking them cautiously.
Yep, so that is qualifying over here at Kyalami. Starboy on pole with a 141.1. Followed very closely by FIFA Canuck, uh, who is in the Audi, so maybe he has the race pace advantage. P3 is Sai Prithvi, who is in the Beamer. P4 is Akbar Kumar. Deepakraj, P5. Tag is 1
Mhm.
P6, Cannonade P7, Abhay Thakur P8, The Real SD P9, Vishnu Anand P10, Faizan P11, Santu P12. He's a newcomer here, so let's welcome him into our league as well, guys. Babaji, Washing Powder Nirma, and Shan7 did not set any qualifying times.
Mhm. Yeah, and again, we can sort of start to see the pattern form up with again the first three drivers, Ferrari, Audi, and the BMW. And again, we can see the gap between between the Audi and the BMW wasn't high at all. It was barely a few thousandths of a second there that separated the Audi and the BMW.
It was 3 tenths, but yeah, still fairly close. The separation, considering, I mean, I think there's a lot of variables playing into the lap, so we can't completely judge if the lap was good or not, or anything could have happened in the lap basically. So let's not go off of that, but rather we'll have to see how it goes in the race itself, because in the race you do not start based on how far you're separated in qualifying, but rather on your position. So we're going to have a rolling start here, a very short rolling start. And that will be interesting to see because FIFA Kanak, we know he's pretty good at starts. If you have watched the previous races here in this season, you know that FIFA Kanak is pretty decent at starts. So he could perhaps jump Starboy on the start. And Starboy, of course, has had a huge, I'd say, bag of misfortune this whole season, despite having very good pace throughout. So we'll have to see how it goes for Starboy because he is on pole here and he has a decent chance to win here. But of course, we do have very competitive drivers. I'd say up until P7 are there in contention for the win. So it could be anyone's game with the 20-minute race coming up very, very shortly here.
10 seconds.
Yeah, definitely. I think, like you mentioned, it could be anyone's game. But before we move ahead, simply take over for the restart.
Sure. So the drivers have set their tires, whatever it may be. Of course, a new set of tires. They will be quickly warming up them in this very short uh, formation lap, I guess you could say. And we will be going very, very shortly here under green flag racing coming across the final corner. Now they are. I'm not sure when the green flag drops in this game, so I'll just have to go based off of what I'm seeing. Do apologize for that. See, all the drivers have lined up. They'll have to maintain 70 kph until it goes green flag, and it should go green flag fairly shortly, I believe. And yep, green flag racing has started here at Kyalami. Starboy has gotten a very, very good start, although he's already being put under pressure. FIFA Kanak is in the lead. He's being put under pressure by Sai Prithvi, who is in the Beamer, although they're still going side by side. And we can see Sai. Yeah, I'm not sure why the leaderboards have not updated, but yeah. Oh, and there's a bit of a contact. I think that Sai Prithvi, who's been spun around by Starboy, there was a bit of a contact there. Otherwise, still pretty decent starts. FIFA Kanak is up in the lead. Yeah, that is Sai Prithvi. There's another Mercedes. Not sure who that is. They have spun as well. Although FIFA Kanak will be delighted because he's in the lead by a fair margin. Who won't be delighted here is they're going 3 wide already. I'm not sure what corner name or number it is, but yeah, they're going 3 wide here. They're still fighting it out. It's Baba G who's fighting over position here from Teg is one. I had to believe, I'm not sure. Oh, and there's a bit of contact there as well. I really apologize because the leaderboard's not updating, so I'm not sure what's going on. But by the looks of it, Baba G is up into P7 for now. He's still fighting it out here on these very, very tight circuit, I'd say. And still scraping it off. The battles are not yet over between these drivers. We can see a huge chunk of drivers just fighting out for one position. I'm not sure which one it is. I think that's Starboy's position, and Starboy was in P2. So Moto, can you press the U key on your keyboard? Ah, there we go. Thank you. So Babaji was fighting Faizan. Oh, no, he was fighting Vishnu Anand and washing powder Nirma. Babaji in the back of the train here. Starboy P2, a very good lap here. From FIFA Kanak as well, he's up into the lead after getting a very good start on Starboy. Starboy, on the other hand, he is kind of struggling here.
Yeah, definitely the start it looked like the BMW sort of understeered into Starboy, and then because of the contact, Starboy had to sort of take the grass to sort of control his car a bit, and that's what happened between them. And the BMW, unfortunately, had damage. Oh, and look at that right now. The BMWs are getting extremely close to each other. It also looks like I believe this is Shan who has a bit of damage on his car. Yeah, Shan has a little damage, which is going to affect his downforce and his cornering speed as well. So we'll probably see Shan defending a lot against the drivers behind him. And now we see, again, simply take over, please.
Yeah, sure. We're on board with Deepakraj here. He had a pretty decent start. I think he's remained in P, his starting position. So I think P5 or maybe could have started P6 and he's gone up one position. Which I think might be the case. We can see Akbar Kumar and Shan 7 fighting out both the one Beamer, one Mercedes. Akbar Kumar getting quite feisty here with Shan 7. Shan 7, remember, does have that damage, so he won't be able to corner properly. So he's under that pressure. I'd say Deepakraj is trying to fight it out with Cannonade in the Ferrari, Deepakraj in the Audi. And oh, that's someone spun out in the back there. I believe that's Babaji. That is Babaji. Babaji's made a mistake. I think that's the penultimate corner. Yeah, he's made a mistake coming out of the penultimate corner and he's in the wall. So it's gone from bad to worse for Babaji. And he will be pitting. Not sure will he decide to continue on this race or not. Who is continuing to make a move is Deepakraj. He's trying to continue to make a move on Cannonade, but Cannonade defending off from whatever he has. Although Deepakraj is looking much, much faster compared to Cannonade going through the chicane. Deepak gets pushed off slightly onto the curbs. Cannonade taking the inside line, a very defensive line. but that just helps Candidate get the much better exit going out of that corner.
Yeah, definitely. I think these boys are fighting a bit too rough there, but again, it's fair racing at this stage. And again, I think Deepak just knows he has the pace, but he just wants to keep it onto the track, which I think most people are finding difficult to do. Still finding it difficult to keep the car on the track while they're fighting it. So right now, Deepak is just binding his time, trying to see if he can find a move probably at one of the straights here at Kyalami.
Yes, that is definitely the case. And I think Abhay Thakur has left the session. I'm not sure what's happened to him, but Abhay Thakur has left the session. Starboy has caught back up to FIFA Kanak, and this is the fight for the overall win here, or at least the overall lead for now. Starboy, who had a pretty poor lap 1, has already caught up to FIFA Kanak, and he's looking down the inside but does not make the move things the much better of it, and he's trying to get a much better exit out of there. By the looks of it, he has gotten it. The slipstream is going to try and help him to get there, but look at that straight line of FIFA Kanak. He's just pulling away on the straight without any efforts, and yeah, this is quite very clean yet hard racing here.
Yeah, definitely you can see Starboy's setup is mainly downforce based as he's easily catching FIFA Connect by throughout the corners, and it's just that immense straight line speed the Audi has that's keeping him ahead of Starboy for the moment. But I wonder if that straight line speed, how long will that straight line speed keep the Ferrari behind? It's just a matter of a few laps that I think we'll start to see FIFA Connect crack under pressure.
FIFA could crack under pressure, but reminder that the Audis are pretty good here at Kyalami. It is a very Audi favored track, and FIFA is in the Audi, so we have to see how that lead battle would turn out. Washington to Nirma, on the other hand, is past Shan. By the looks of it, Shan has not pitted to fix his damage. Sai Prithvi and Babaji. Sai Prithvi is in the pits. Not sure what happened to Sai Prithvi, but I guess maybe that's why they're all up a position. I think they're all getting their damages fixed from maybe they had some sort of a severe collision in lap 1. And as you said, Hap, I think what you said is completely right, that Starboy might have a very downforcey setup which is helping him in the corners. I mean, we could just see there how much he gained under braking, because he does not have as much top speed, so he can just brake as later as he wants. And now they're going side by side going into the final corner. Starboy is ahead. FIFA Kanak is going for the switchback line, and it has not worked out for him, although FIFA Kanak does have a lot more straight line compared to Starboy, and he is closing in. He's still closing in. Will he run out of road though? That is what we'll have to see here. By the looks of it, no. Now they're still going side by side. Starboy tries to squeeze him out. It's not gonna work for him. Starboy sends one down the inside. Starboy might have overcooked this. No, he's not. This is actually very, very close battle, and this reminds me of Sergio Perez and Lewis Hamilton last year in Turkey.
Yeah, definitely. But I guess FIFA Connect has a bit more pace when it comes to the straight line. And now we have another shot here for FIFA Connect, because he's got a straight line here. Can he actually catch up with the split stream? No, I think he's finding it a little difficult to maintain that car behind the Ferrari, and I think he's losing time in the corners. He's losing time heavily because of his setup. So I wonder, let's see if he can actually maintain his pace throughout these last few corners and try to go for a move down the main straight, which is one of the key places we've seen where overtaking is possible.
Yep, he just has to focus on getting a much better final corner exit, and he can basically be right on the back of Starboy here. And I'm not sure if we are on the final corner. I don't think so. No, he does have a fair while to go, although this is quite a decently long straight, and we can see a few Cannonade fans joining our chat here. So welcome all of you guys. Make sure to like the stream as well as subscribe to our channel if you are enjoying what you're seeing right now. And we are currently on with the lead battle between FIFA Kanak and Starboy. Starboy has pulled out a decent amount of gap to FIFA Kanak, but that's only because Starboy does have a very downforcey setup. FIFA Kanak though is a straight line. He has a lot of straight line basically, and we can see that he is catching a lot on the straight lines, but I don't think it will be enough to get past Starboy. No, it isn't. Starboy not really under pressure here. He will have to ensure, although, that he does not make any mistakes, because FIFA Kanak is right there to grab at P1 away from him. On the other hand, I think Deepakraj still trying to catch up to tag his one, although he has made a lot of progress. He's closed in a lot. Cannonade following fairly closely behind as well in the Ferrari, and Deepak putting in the efforts to end up on the podium here in race one.
Oh, true, definitely. Deepak is giving his best, but again, and he loses control coming out of that corner, almost goes into the wall. Yep, that is one. That's one hell of a save from Deepak, and now he's gonna have issues because Cannonade is right behind him. He's very close to Deepak at this stage, and definitely Cannonade was looking for Deepak to make a similar mistake so that he can go for a move down into his. Deepak makes a mistake. Like Deepak's gonna have some issues with build up, and then you start making small mistakes, and that costs you a position or two.
It definitely doesn't. That little mistake of Deepak has cost him 3 seconds to tag his one, and that means that Cannonade is back in contention for that P4. Although Deepak did show a lot of pace after he did overtake Cannonade, so maybe he'll have to punch in those laps again. Still 9.5 minutes left in this race. Between the top 5, top 6 is what makes racing very interesting. It is very, very clean battles, although very, very hard racing as well. Few mistakes here and there from these drivers, but nothing very crucial yet, I'd say. Nothing that is causing them damage and would be race ending. And we can see Starboy already lapping someone. I believe that is Faizan Starboy is lapping.
Yeah. Yes, it's Faizan.
Yep, it is Faizan. Faizan, I do think he did have damage in lap 1. We were in lap 1 when we were slightly confused as to what was happening. I think that was Faizan's Aston Martin that was mixed in some contacts, and that has caused the issues here for Faizan. I think he had to pit for damage, and yep, he's letting Starboy by as he has to, since he's getting blue flagged. FIFA Kanak is following close. The last thing FIFA Kanak wants is to be held up by Faizan. What he will appreciate is a slipstream, but I guess Faizan's not willing to give it. He's just let the both of them by as soon as he can, and great sportsmanship here from Faizan.
Yeah, definitely. I think when you're getting blue flagged, you sort of have to get out of the way as best as you can and at the right part of the track. And again, it was fair for Faizan to not give the Audi the split screen. He needed to catch up to the Ferrari, but it looks like the Ferrari is sort of dominating this race at this stage. And again, it just feels like the Ferrari setup is more attuned to the track rather than the Audi setup.
By the looks of it, yes, it is. And I think that's the real SD who's joining this battle as well between Cannonade as well as Deepak. So the real SD could be in contention here for a P4 finish.
Yeah, it just looks like a BMW sandwich right now, with both BMW sort of getting closer to that Ferrari. Again, the Ferrari Cannonade is just so close to Deepakraj, and I think he's probably looking to go for a move. And is that it? Nope. They're getting closer, but again, the BMW of Deepakraj is able to. I'm sorry, but am I not saying this properly? Is Deepak ahead? That's Vivek, right? Vishnu Anand Cannonade and DLSD.
Yeah, I wonder where Vishnu Anand's come from, because maybe he's made a mistake somewhere. Because I'm as confused as you. I have no idea where Vishnu Anand came from. But yeah, I guess he's a factor in this battle out here as well.
Yeah, so it's Vishnu Anand basically is creating a bit of a gap for Deepakraj, because you can see Deepak is quite far ahead at this stage. Oh, wow. That was extremely close. Yeah, again, simply just take over for a few seconds.
Yeah, sure. So we can see the real SD behind Vishnu Anand. Now, this is still a fight before, and Vishnu Anand's gone off in the same way. And I think his tries are too hot. He has to cool down and go again, at least in race 2, since we are out of time basically in race 1. There's only 6 minutes left in this race 1. And see Deepak closing in to tag his 1. he is a fair distance behind, though, although he is lapping currently faster than Tag1. Vishnu Anand, the real SD, Cannonade, Deepak, all still in contention for that P4 finisher. So Deepak will have to put in the laps and make sure that he can stay in the absolute right position, because it could mean a very good jump start here in race 2, because the further you start, the better it is to avoid the midfield carnage. And
I wonder if SD got damage from that contact with Vishnu Anand, because I'm pretty sure that there was a chance I saw them possibly having a bit of contact towards SD's left front.
I think that was slight damage. I mean, we didn't see anything, but there could be very slight damage on SD's side, but I don't think it should be that much to the extent where he has to.
Wait.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I can also see there's I think there's a rain sort of being projected to come in within 10 minutes. I'm not sure. Again, I've raced in ACC before, so I'm not sure what those symbols sort of suggest, but I feel like there is a chance we might see rain coming in pretty soon.
There could be rain. Just a reminder, there's a 25% chance of rain throughout the race, so we will have to see. Well, by the looks of it right now, if it does rain, it will be light showers. It's not going to be much, although the rain could come into full effect in race 2. Again, the race 2 is 30 minutes long, 10 minutes longer than race 1, so there's a lot more chance for the rain to happen, and a lot more chance for a lot more things to happen, let's just say. So we'll have to see how that pans out. Although in race 1 now, only 4 minutes left, and the fight for the lead is breaking out as Starboy is pulling away a fair margin from FIFA Kanak. I think that straight line speed is kind of not helping him out here anymore. Would have helped him out here if he was within the slipstream, but he has broken away from the slipstream of Starboy, so I think his race is pretty much over in race 1, the fight for P1 at least, unless Starboy makes some mistake or gets into some sort of incident with the back marker. Then that could mean that FIFA is back with only 3 minutes left in race 1. So we'll have to see how that pans out. But for now, on board with Akbar Kumar, who made a slight mistake, but nothing too serious. Has not spun out yet, or does not have any damage either so far. So he's just catching up to Vishnu Anand. He's about 2.5 seconds behind Vishnu Anand, and his goal, I'd say here, would be to finish this race and not make any further mistakes, because he could fall down a lot more positions. Going back on board with the real SD, who is closing in onto Cannonade as well now. So Cannonade was earlier in battle with Deepak, but Deepak has shot away from Cannonade, I believe, and now Cannonade's under pressure from the real SD. Real SD punching in those lap times here, Hap.
Yeah, definitely. I think that's one key issue here, that real SD is starting to show actual pace here. And Cannonade is unfortunately able to show pace as well here. So it's sort of a struggle here for SD, because he's got that Ferrari right in front of him, but he's unfortunately unable to close that gap up enough to where he can actually go for a move. But right now we've seen a lot of people actually make mistakes throughout this race, so we're just going to have to see which person cracks under pressure here. And we see, SD, and there's someone gone off here.
It's Faizan.
It's Faizan. Okay, was that just blue flags, or was that actually Faizan making a mistake?
Flags.
Okay.
Blue flags.
Right. That almost interfered with the Ferrari, basically, because I think the Ferrari slowed down a lot seeing that green car go off the track. So it probably helped SD a bit more. And you can just see SD inching closer and closer throughout the lap, just getting closer and closer in the corners and trying to find a gap within these lines.
It is definitely what's happening, and bless you as well. I believe you sneezed there. But yeah, Real SD has closed in a lot in a matter of one lap. He is doing very, very well here. Cannonade is making a couple mistakes here and there. 55 seconds left in race 1. This will be the final lap. Because if the leader is not, if he's far out on his lap and he's not going to cross the line again, then we might have +1 lap. But let's just this might just be the last lap. We'll see how that turns out. But yeah, Cannonade yet again making a slight mistake. The realistically has closed in a lot, especially under the braking going into turn 1, and we can see that Cannonade is getting much better exits compared to the real SD, but the real SD is generally not making as much mistakes, and he's absolutely nailing his corners, and hence he is closing down into Cannonade. But will it be enough is the question. We only have 10 seconds left. Yes, yet again it will be the final lap, this one. That is, as long as Starboy does not cross the line before the timer runs out. I think this will be the final lap. This is the final lap. The battle is still on between the Real SD and Cannonade. The Real SD is closing in very slightly now, though not as much progress as the last lap. But he could count on Cannonade making a mistake and he could gain a position through that, but maybe not. Deepakraj and Tech is 1. Oh, Deepakraj has caught up to Tech is 1. This is a battle for P3. Will it turn out to be in Deepak's favor? Will it turn out to be in Tech is 1's favor? We'll have to see how that goes. Coming into the final corner, does Tech is 1 make a mistake? Or does Deepak even make a mistake? No, both of them do not make any mistakes. Deepak does go off slightly wider though. Starboy on the other hand wins this race, followed by FIFA Kanak. Tech is 1 is P3. Deepakraj P4. Cannonade and the Real SD still fighting it out. Akbar Kumar and Vishnuanand fighting it out. And by the looks of it, no position changes. So the Real SD will be P6, Cannonade P5, and Vishnu Anand P7, followed by Akbar Kumar in P8. And we're just waiting for the others to cross the line. Yeah, so that's, well, race 1 over. That was a very fun race 1 here, Hap.
Yeah, definitely it was fun. I think the fight for the lead was more important when the Ferrari was right behind the Audi, because again that was more interesting to see how the Audi was still able to fight the Ferrari at within the straight line, and I think that was one of the key highlights of the races. Watching Starboy go for that beautiful move on the inside into turn 2.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, if you can't make out, we're not really good at ACC commentary. That is the key thing to pick up from this too.
Oh, and Shan's hit the wall. But yeah, that is the final running order. We can see Starboy wins this race, followed by FIFA Kanak. FIFA Kanak did get the fastest lap, followed by Tag is 1 in P3, Deepakraj P4, Cannonade P5, the Real SD P6, Vishnuanand P7, Akbar Kumar P8, Santu, who is a new driver here, in P9, Washington Nirma P10, Shan P11, Faizan P12, Babaji P13, Sai Prithvi P14, Abhay Thakur, who disconnected, so I'm not sure where he is, and we only have Sai Prithvi in the race, so that is the final finishing order for race 1.
For race 2, will we have some reverse grids just to spice things up?
No, the grid order will be the same.
Damn, that's a shame.
As in the same as from race 1.
Right, yeah. So race 1's finishing order decides race 2's grid slots. Oof. Yeah, we can see some replays. Yeah, that was close. It probably explains why Shan, or I think it was Faizan, who had the most amount of damage. The BMW. I think it was Shan. Yeah, Shan. That it probably explains why Shan had, and Washington and Nirma at the same time as well, had so much damage on his car.
Yeah, so I guess these guys who were almost lapped or lapped even had some sort of damage because of some. Yeah, there we go. That's Faizan. That is what we missed earlier on. That was Faizan there who spun off into the wall, and that is why he had to pit, and hence he was lapped. And it was the case for most of these drivers. They pit, and they had to essentially get their wings changed.
Yeah, and we do see like damage plays a lot of a big role when it comes to lap times and following another car. Damage will have a greater effect, and that's why pitting at that stage is extremely important. You're going to lose 30 seconds, but there's still a chance you can fight for positions at the end of the day.
On... Okay, no, so we are showing some replays here for you guys of the start to see what happened as we wait for the race 2 lobby to be started. Let's stay on board with Faizan for the start. Let's see what happened to Faizan. Rolling up now. And by the looks of it, he got a pretty decent start. Still, it's a bit. Oh, he set a brave move there into turn 1. And so far, so good. If Carnage up ahead of him. Not sure who that is. Oh, yeah, it did involve Baba G. So that's Baba G. Is that between Babaji and Akbar Kumar? Or is that tag as well? Okay, that's Akbar Kumar. So Akbar. Oh, okay, that makes a lot of sense. So Akbar Kumar just tried to avoid hitting Sai Prithvi, but what ended up happening was he did have a slight contact, I believe, with Sai Prithvi, and that essentially put him off. Yeah, let's play from Deepak's POV. Let's play from Deepak's POV to see what happened. Right, yeah, so he just tried to avoid hitting Sai Prithvi, but he ended up pushing Sai Prithvi onto Starboy, and he took Deepak with him. Although, unfortunately, he spun into the old pit lane, so still had a long way to go back to the actual pit lane itself. But yeah, so those will be some reports coming his way. And this is
That was pretty close for Deepak, by the way. Just he could have had so much damage coming out of that incident, but
Ooh!
oof.
The Mercedes hit him even more. Can we go back and see who that was? Mercedes.
I think that was Akbar Kumar, right?
Hold on, let's check here. Let's go to the deep analysis. I'm not
Oof.
sure what happened,
Oh,
but I
that
I know it
was
was a Mercedes who hit him, and then because of that contact, such happened.
that does look like it's Akbar Kumar. I think as far as I can understand from this one.
Shan 7's here in the mix. I want to see the initial contact itself, if that's possible. That was very. Because, yeah, he was just spun on the side of the road, and oh, Shan 7 hits him. And then that is someone rejoining back. So, oof. Yeah, that is a report coming Shan's way as well. This is on board with Vishnu Anand.
It didn't even look like Shan tried to help or try to brake or try to avoid that. It's like just I see a car coming towards me, let me just ram it off the road.
I don't think I don't think he expected him to rejoin like that.
Normally we see people lock up a bit when they're trying it, when you see someone right in front of you, but I just didn't see any lock up. I just saw him accelerating forward. So yeah, I'm not sure what happened there with Shan and the Mercedes.
Just for anyone who's tuning in now, the race 1 is done. We're just showing some replays of as to what happened in lap 1 on race 1. A lot of carnage that you did miss out on, but fear not, we are showing what happened. And yeah, that's someone spinning off again. Ooh, Washington Nirma has a bit of contact as well. Let's see what happens here. So nobody hits the spinning car, and we're now clean. Here, we're on board with Shan 7 here. Not sure who the car is next to him. He's trying to fight it out with them. Ooh, that gets very close. Oh, God, okay. That makes a lot of sense. Shan 7 had no time to react to that. It was a rejoining, I think the real SD it was. could be a
No,
rejoining
real estate was in the BMW, right?
Yeah, but I think who's that spun then? I'm
That's a
struggling to understand.
that's a Mercedes you're talking about, right?
Mercedes
Oh,
Akbar Kumar then.
yeah, the Mercedes Akbar Kumar, but
5
this
number
is a bit
22.
confusing.
Is that number 22? Is that number 20?
I think it's 20, right? It's 20.
Then it's
That's
Akbar Kumar.
Akbar Kumar.
Can we go on
That's Akbar
board with
Kumar,
Akbar
yeah.
Kumar then?
That's 20. Yeah, it's Akbar Kumar.
But Akbar Kumar is somewhere else.
Yeah,
This is confusing.
What?
This is so
The
confusing.
hell? No. Go ahead. Go. Keep going. I think what? No, this must be after that damage or what, right? What is happening?
Okay. So here he spun. Yeah, so this is the replay we're watching. We're trying to figure out who was that Mercedes who spun.
Oh,
And there's a bit
wow.
of contact here, and Akbar Kumar bouncing,
Yeah.
and he spun off here. It's not him because the other Mercedes was facing the other way. He
So it
rejoined
must
after everyone
be.
left. So who was
So it must be
he?
the other. It must be Abhi Thakur. Try Abhi Thakur. It must be 22 then.
Oh, yeah, could be Abhay Thakur. Oh wait,
Abhi,
Abhay Thakur's
Abhi
not
Thakur.
here. Abhay Thakur, I think it's not showing us because Abhay Thakur left the session earlier on.
I can see Abhi Thakur on the YouTube stream.
You can.
It's on P2. It's P2. It's FIFA Connect and then Abhi Thakur.
Oh yeah, Abhay Thakur, but he disappears again. What? I am confused because I'm not a very frequent ACC player and I don't know how this replay system works. So I'm just trying to figure it out as we go.
I'm pretty
So I
sure
do
our streamer
apologize
is.
for that.
I'm pretty sure our streamer is also unsure about what this
Okay, so we're
replay
on board
system is.
with Abhay Thakur, right? Yeah, so this is Abhay Thakur in 22.
I didn't know we needed a physics degree to figure out ACC replay system.
Well, now we know that we don't require a degree to figure out the ACC replay system. Because it's weird because Abhay Thakur glitched all over the place.
No. Just look at this replay. Just look at it. Perfect. Yeah, you can see Abhay was the one who had the initial contact.
Oh, Starboy hit him. Okay, that's
Wait,
unexpected. And that's the punt from Sean Simon.
Oh, yeah. I see what happens.
Starboy
Yeah, so
tapped Abhay Thakur.
So essentially, the Mercedes cut in front of the Ferrari, as far as I can see. He really tried to get the aggressive line into it.
Let's get a cockpit view here. Let's see what happens. Can we see the steering wheel if that's possible?
Yeah, sure.
Okay,
let's take a look at the steering wheel.
Yes, so we're looking at the wheel inputs here.
Yeah, you can see the Mercedes came into the Ferrari, so there's nothing Starboy could have done at that stage.
Yeah, and so essentially it was kind of his fault, and because of that, he's left. And
yeah, I think he thought the Ferrari was a bit more far back, so that's why he thought about going for that route. But the Ferrari was still there. But it's weird, right? ECC has a very good radar system, so I'm not sure how Abhay Thakur missed that.
Might have been a slight misjudgment. Again, we cannot judge anything. Let's leave the stewards to figure it out. But for now,
can we actually take a look at the move that Starboy made for P1? And that was a pretty good move. So, if possible, if we can take a look at that once, if that's enough time.
I believe we do have quite a lot of time on that.
Let's try and see if we can get that move, because again, it was a straight line based car versus a downforce car. It did look like Starboy had
to. Just give me a sec. My game has crashed.
Okay.
That's ACC for you.
Well, no, that's Motor's PC for you. But yeah. Let's
not PC shame our streamer here, because he's the only one right now that can help us.
Yeah, okay.
This concept.
But yeah, let's talk about what happened in race one, right? Starboy, I'm confused as to what happened to Starboy at the stats. I mean, it did say FIFA does get very good stats. I mean, we did see that. Starboy did not get a very good start. He did put it up on pole, but he just didn't manage to get a very good start. And oh, here we are.
Oh yeah, perfect. Yeah, again, I think it's just the straight line speed of that Audi that was able to get the jump on the Ferrari. I think that's what made FIFA kind of had an amazing start. And what happened? Okay, I'll speak after we've seen the complete replay and complete move done, because I'm pretty sure I know what happened with Starboy there. So again, it's a pretty simple move. Starboy's trying to keep himself within the split stream of the Audi. He knows the Audi is faster than him, so he has to use that split stream to keep himself close to the Audi in the straights, and he knows that he's very strong throughout the corners, so he's not worried about the corners. He's trying to take those lines as optimal as he can, and he's not worried about the Audi. As you can see, Ferrari was so close, so close. 110, 210 separating the Ferrari and the Audi. And yes, this was the move, an excellent move on the inside. For a second, I thought the Audi was going to go for a switchback there, because I think he overcooked that move, Starboy. But yeah, this shows the judgment from Starboy. Pretty great. Yeah, definitely one great move there. What are your remarks, Sandeep?
My remarks are the same as yours. I'm not gonna lie. This was a very good move from Starboy, and it just shows that he does have the skill, and whenever luck is on his side as well, he can definitely gain a lot more positions and perhaps even try his hand at the win.
Okay. So there's one more thing I noticed. So the Audi basically got a very bad exit out of that chicane that bounced over and completely unnerved his rear end, and that's when the Ferrari got the jump on the Audi. So it was essentially a small mistake from the Audi that cost him to essentially lose that position.
Yes.
Yeah, but like I said, at the start, essentially what happened is the Audi had a really good start, so he was out of any trouble from anyone behind, right? But the Ferrari was still fighting the Mercedes and everyone else, and because of that small contact, the Audi of FIFA Crank basically was able to build up a gap. But again, just the raw piece of the Ferrari was so quick that FIFA Connect couldn't do anything at the end of the day. He just had to concede that position. But yeah, you can see FIFA Connect, yeah.
He was challenging for the win here. He was doing very well, but then Starboy defended off from the inside. FIFA Connect tried to go for a switchback line, but then Starboy just defended off from that as well. He just blocked the line. So good defending from Starboy here, and then I think after this, Starboy just pulled away a decent amount. FIFA Connect could not stay up with Starboy. So I think FIFA Connect will be considering to add a couple of clicks of downforce to his car.
Definitely.
I mean, yeah, the straight line does help, but I think it's not really worth just prioritize the straight line completely here, because we did see what happened here. I mean, initially he was doing very, very well. Once he took the lead, he was defending off fairly well, and then when he was within the slipstream of Starboy, as we just saw a couple of seconds ago, he did close in a lot, but the lack of downforce means he just has to brake much earlier compared to Starboy, and he's just not carry as much speed in the corners as well, so it is hurting him. So maybe perhaps he will add a couple of clicks more of downforce going into race 2.
Yeah, definitely. I think he wants a bit more of that downforce. He can see that the downforce here actually tends to help to keep your car onto the track and to maximize out of the corners, because it doesn't matter how quick you are on the straights. If the car behind is within 1 or 2 tenths of the car ahead, that split stream effect negates any benefit he's going to get out of that straight line speed setup. So again, it just matters how closely you can follow and how quickly you can get the advantage out of the split stream. But I still think the Ferrari would have had a very hard time getting ahead of the Audi if the Audi was just a little unlucky with the exit. I think the Ferrari definitely swept in at the right stage, at the right stage at the right time.
And it also, of course, comes down to the factor also that because of the balance of power, these cars do not completely overcharge each other like we do see in comparison to real life F1, where in tracks like that have a lot more downforce required. You can see Ferrari, Mercedes actually are doing very well, whereas at tracks like France or Spa, Red Bulls just absolutely dominated them because of their sheer straight line. It's not the case here because of yet again the balance of power. So I mean, it does have the slight edge sometimes, the slight edge. Again, at the end of the day, it does come down to the driver's skill itself, and yet again, we could see here that Starboy, he has a lot of experience in his Ferrari, and he put that up to display, making those moves, and then even after overtaking FIFA Kanakin, pulling away and maintaining the lead.
Yeah, I think Lamborghini just disagreed with every statement you just made simply.
Okay, well, no comments on that. But yeah, we're just waiting for this race 2 server to start up. We're having a few issues, so because of that, we'll quickly go on the Be Right Back screen, and then we will be back shortly once that starts. And mute us, Moto, if you can. All right, we're back for race 2. The race 2 is 30 minutes long. Starboy is on pole. And I did see Davlish sing in the chat. So, yes, Davlish, Starboy is winning. That's your answer to your question. Starboy is winning for now, followed by FIFA Connect. Tag is one. Deepakraj has been doing fairly well. Cannonade, followed by Real SD, Vishnu Anand, Akbar Kumar, Santu, Washington Nirma, Shant 7, Faizan, Babaji, and Sai Prithvi. And then we will just did see some interesting battles for the lead as well as for the P4 position earlier in race 1. But unfortunately, we ran out of time, so we down first meet. Well, of course, we ran out of time, so we couldn't really see the battles last for longer. Although this race 2 is 30 minutes long yet again. I'm reminding you guys, so the race 2 is 30 minutes long, and that just means more action for us. And we have started yet again with the short formation lap, and we will be going to the race itself once the drivers cross the line in a very short amount of time. Here they're coming across the final corner now. Starboy leading. Starboy, of course, we did see in the last race, he did have quite bad a start, so let's just hope that he does not recreate it yet again. FIFA Kanak, on the other hand, had an amazing start, so let's see if he can recreate that. Drives are crossing the line and the green flag will go very, very shortly here, and the green flag has come, and we can see FIFA Kanak yet again getting a much better start than Faizan, than Starboy, and we can see Tag is one. Is that Tag is one? No, that's FIFA Kanak who is in the lead, followed by Tag is one, and then that's Deepakraj, Cannonade, the Real SD, and I'm not sure who they're going 3 wide. Well, momentarily they were going 3 wide, but they've sorted themselves out now. Although Cannonade is still fighting it out with Wish. I really apologize. I don't know who is fighting it out with him, but yeah, the Real SD is quite there. Oh, that's Akbar Kumar. There we go. Akbar Kumar is quite. He is ahead of Cannonade now. The Real SD is very, very close to Cannonade as well. And these guys are still not given up. I think there's a bit of contact between the Real SD and Cannonade there. We can see Washington Nirma joining the fight as well as Sai Prithvi. And this battle is still not over, halfway through lap 1. And Cannonade fending off from a huge train of cars behind him. By the looks of it, FIFA Kanak is still in the lead, followed by Deepakraj, who's up into P3. Tag is 1 is in P4. And Cannonade still fighting it out from Real SD, Washington Nirma, Sai Prithvi, and Babaji.
Yeah, definitely. You can see the cars are extremely close to each other. They're basically done a better job at the start than previously, because there's no sort of very big incidents involved with regards to our drivers right now. They're following very closely and pretty cleanly right now. They've set off with regards to Real Estate. It's a shame that the 3 wide scenario didn't bring up some more opportunistic overtaking for the driver, but I'm pretty sure Real Estate. Oh, and we see some cars spinning. It is Babaji, if I'm not wrong. Babaji spun.
Yes, Babaji.
Yeah. Is he being lapped right now? Yeah, because he is.
No, he's being passed by the rest.
Okay. All right, Babaji. Well, again, unfortunately, back at the last, trying his best to rejoin the track, and now Babaji also has some some front end damage. So he's gonna probably have to see if he wants to pit or not. But that would completely destroy his race moving forward.
His race 1 was pretty bad because of the same reason, damage, and his race 2 has gone the same way, at least in the beginning. Although it is a much longer race, he does have much more time to pit and get his damage fixed and then come back out and perhaps try to salvage as much as he can. As we did see the Real SD trying to do that in Spa in Belgium, and it worked out for the Real SD. He did manage to gain a couple of positions because of it. Although he was multiple laps down, other people have also fell into incidents, and because of that, they had to pit much later compared to the Real SD, and he gained a lot more positions. Although right now he is in P7, and he's being put under pressure by Sai Prithvi. Washington was following very closely as well in this battle, and this train starts off from FIFA Kanak, and it's coming all the way down to Washington Nirma, who's in P9.
Yeah, definitely. You can see these 3 cars are basically just feeding off each other's split stream at this moment, and there's just nothing they can do with regards to gaining an advantage right now. You can see the Ferrari of Cannonade is just dragging these cars along, and you see Deepakraj just getting so close, and he's going for a move around the inside and turn into the second or third turn. I can't really know why, but again, Deepak is going to be braking extremely late, trying to see if he can get a move on SD, and he's done it. Deepakraj, Sai Prithvi is just ahead of Real SD, and that was an amazing move by Sai Prithvi. Just put some immense pressure on Real SD and was able to make that thing work. Regardless, we can still see our Poison ahead, just extremely close to each other, and we can see the Audi of FIFA Kanak just keeping the Ferrari of Starboy right behind him, and he's doing a better job at maintaining that gap than. I think he did take your advice right here. Simply, he's added a bit more downforce here so that he can actually fight the Ferrari in those corners. But you can see the Ferrari is just so close to FIFA Connect there, and he's just ready to pounce on FIFA Connect as soon as he gets that one chance that he rightfully got in the first lap. And will he get that chance right here? He's trying to brake late, but unfortunately, it's nothing he could have done right there at the stage. Simply can take over.
Yeah, sure. So, FIFA Kanak, I don't think he's listened to me because he has lost a fair bit of time going through those corners. Although he is pulling away the straight lines, he's still prioritizing his straight line. And for now, it's working out for him. He has pulled away a decent gap from Starboy here. And Starboy is struggling to catch up to FIFA Kanak on the straight line. FIFA Kanak was 2 turns faster on that previous lap. Sai Prithvi, not sure how much faster he is on Cannonade, but Sai Prithvi, he's cleared off the Real SD, and the Real SD though took that as an offensive line because he is already back in the fight as well. Sai Prithvi though, on the other hand, still trying to fight with Cannonade here for P6. Sai Prithvi is flying though, because he knows Tech is 1 is right there, and if Tech is 1 is right there, Deepakraj, who is in P3, is very, very close as well. So Sai Prithvi could be at the end of this race on the podium, but let's hope that we have not cursed him here. And he is showing a lot of pace right now, but he's also dragging along the Real SD with him. And that's just going to be more problems for Candidate as well as himself, because that just means a lot more pressure for him, because one, he has to defend off from the Real SD while also trying to attack Candidate in the best possible way. And by the looks of it, it's not really working out. What is working out is for Deepakraj, because of the leaders fighting, he's also getting pushed into the contention of the win. He's closing in a lot to Starboy as well as FIFA Kanak, because the leaders are fighting it out, and Deepak could also be on for a win here.
Yeah, definitely. I think Deepak is smiling right now in the cockpit because he knows that the Audi of FIFA Connect is actually helping him in this scenario, and I'm pretty sure the Audi of FIFA Connect is actually happy that Deepak is catching, because as soon as the Ferrari of Starboy starts to get pressure from Deepakraj, that's when FIFA Connect will be able to move ahead of them all.
That is definitely the case here, because I think it will just be a helping hand for FIFA Kanak, as you said, to pull away from Starboy, because we know Deepakraj does not give away without a fight here, and he's going to fight his way, or at least try to fight his way through Starboy and then try catch FIFA Kanak, who's in P1 right now. Yet again, we can see sector after sector, corner after corner, he's just gaining so much time on Starboy here, purely because Starboy is just focusing on completely attacking on FIFA Kanak throughout the lap, instead of just trying to attack in the specific corners. Sai Prithvi has sent it down the inside of Candidate. They're still going side by side, and by the looks of Candidate is ahead. Sai Prithvi still not giving it up though, and there's a bit of coverage there, but by the looks of it, Sai Prithvi is ahead. We missed out on the move. Candidate though still on the inside, and he is ahead.
Wow.
The Real SD is getting added to this battle, and the Real SD now fighting it out with Sai Prithvi. Cannonade yet again under pressure from 2 drivers. Koushik Tummala and Nirma in the distance as well, and this fight is helping on Koushik Tummala and Nirma in the sense that he will be able to catch up a lot, and by the looks of it, it is happening. And we can see back on board with Starboy. Starboy is taking the lead from FIFA Kanak.
Yeah, Starboy is taking the lead. This happened off screen, but again, FIFA Kanak is so close to the Ferrari right now that I feel like we'll probably see FIFA gonna go for a move right down the main straight as well. This is exactly where FIFA gonna had a good run the last time, and now we're watching.
Vishnu Anand.
Okay.
Vishnu Anand is quite far behind. Prithvi, again, he's trying to go for a move. One cannonade into turn, one cannonade defending the inside line. Sai Prithvi trying to go for the switchback line. The real SD following Sai Prithvi, but Sai Prithvi got very, very close there. And I think he just had to lift off slightly to make sure he does not hit the side of cannonade. And he has succeeded in doing that. And now FIFA Kanak, Deepakraj is past FIFA Kanak. Deepak is flying right now.
Yeah, definitely, and you can see, oh wow, this was the move. Yeah, that was an easy move for Deepak. I mean, you can see the car control Deepak has at this stage. He's the Audi that deserves to lead at the end of this race, I guess. But yeah, now Deepak has the bigger task of catching after the Ferrari right behind him. But you can see the Audi of FIFA Frank was still able to catch up to Deepakraj in the straight. That Audi has a lot of straight line speed, but again was losing a lot of time in those corners. So I wonder what made FIFA kind of just think about that, going for the same setup once again. I'm not sure, but again, just to stay on board while we see what Deepakraj. And is that Deepakraj behind FIFA Connect once again?
He is behind, yes.
Yeah, when did that happen?
I have no clue, but I'm pretty sure Starboy doesn't mind, because this just means that he gets to extend his lead by quite a margin.
Yeah, true. I guess this is. I wonder if I'm watching a replay or not. I don't think so. I think Deepak is losing a lot of pace compared to FIFA Connect at this stage. I don't know what's happening to Deepak. But yeah, he's just seemed to lost a little pace at just few corners. Right now we're on board Akbar Kumar, and again the Mercedes of Akbar Kumar. Last time out didn't have a lot of luck, and this time he's now fighting with Tech 1 for P4, which is not bad considering how this race ended last time out. But again, just the Mercedes, and I believe that's the BMW, just able to keep up with each other. Unfortunately for Akbar Kumar, he's unable to close that gap right down towards the final corner.
Yep, so from what I'm hearing is that what we saw, that the only reason we were confused is because Moto was showing us a replay, and Moto in the middle of the race, let's not do that. Let's not look at replays. Let's look at the live action, and we can look at the replays afterwards. And I hope we're back on the live feed here. I believe we are. Sai Prithvi is on the back of Cannonade yet again. He is closing in. Ooh, look at that, getting very close, but he does pull away, and that just means he has to lose a couple of kph. There goes for the switchback line, and Cannonade blocks it off yet again.
Yeah, Cannonade is definitely defending very well against these boys. He's been under pressure for the past 3-4 laps. He clearly doesn't have enough straight line speed in that car, nor does he have enough downforce, but in his defense, there's no one that can match him right now. And Cannonade is definitely showing his mettle here today.
Cannonade defending with all he has, and for now that is all he can do, because he does not have the slipstream from the car ahead. Sai Prithvi is trying to make a move around the outside. No, he's going for the switchback line again, but I think he should try to find for different moves rather than just the switchback line, because he has clearly seen at least twice or thrice now that it's not working out. Cannonade is just defending off from Sai Prithvi because he keeps trying to go for the same move again and again. So I think Sai Prithvi will have to switch up his bags of moves and try something else. And by the looks of it, he is doing that, because he's going around the outside of Cannonade. Now they're still going side by side though, so it could be anyone into the next corner. Sai Prithvi has the inside, so he is ahead. Although Cannonade's not giving up, Cannonade does go off wide, but they're still very close to each other. The real SD joining in the battle as well. And by the looks of it, Sai Prithvi has cleared off Cannonade. Real SD is right at the back of Cannonade. Can the Real SD clear off Cannonade as well? Cannonade is trying to do the best he can to defend off from the Real SD as well now. But we did see that Sai Prithvi tried to make a move around the outside by taking a much faster line, and it worked out for him at the end of the day. And perhaps the Real SD were trying to be making a similar sort of move.
Yeah, I was hoping Sai Prithvi would probably go for something like a Vettel dummy on Bottas in Spain, just to get that inside line. But I guess even that move around the outside worked quite well for him because he got the inside line for the next turn, and that's what helped cement that position that he rightfully got, because that move was brilliant from Sai Prithvi. Now coming back to Cannonade. Now Cannonade was of course defending quite well even without split stream. So I wonder what Cannonade can offer us. Wow, we can see both these cars, Akbar as well as Techie, just going for a fight. I assume Akbar just overtook Techie, and Techie's just trying to fight that back as well. Akbar Kumar now in P4, Techie in P5, but again we'll probably see Techie is one, try to get a move onto Akbar as well. What we can notice now is essentially if you're not in the split stream of another person, you're quite vulnerable to an overtake right now. And again, but to set up that move, it takes a few laps for these drivers to get into get close enough to basically go for a move down on the inside of any turn.
Yes, slipstream, as you said, does help out a lot here, and that is what we've seen the moves, taking place into like long braking corners with the help of the slipstream. That's what has happened here. Most of the moves have been in that similar sort of fashion, but we can see we are on board with Vishnu Anand now. He's now trying to fight with Faizan. Faizan defending off that P10. And Shan 7's pretty close as well. He's lurking about 2.5 seconds behind these guys. And if anything were to happen to these, or even one of them, he will be gaining a position or two, depends upon what happens. But we know that these guys are very clean racers, so perhaps Shan will have to close in on pure pace and not hope that there is some sort of incidents ahead of him. Because you can see Faizan is... he is not really pulling away from Vishnu Anand, but Vishnu Anand is not really closing into Faizan either. The gap is remaining about the same by the looks of it. So I think Vishnu Anand really needs to pick up the pace here if he wants to attack Faizan into turn 1. Oh, well, that's the commentator's first. He spun out there, and that's a position for Shan 7.
Yep, definitely. Shan got an easy position right there, and unfortunately for Vishnu, he just couldn't control his car on the exit of that corner.
Yep, the commentator's curse did hit him quite hard, and we can see how Deepakraj is fallen a bit behind FIFA Kanak. The gaps, I think, are starting to settle down between the leaders, and that's the Real SD who's gone past Cannonade.
So Cannonade unable to do, unfortunately, I'm not sure what happened, but Cannonade is now unable to defend against any driver at this stage of the race. He's been overtaken by 2 BMWs at this stage. So yeah. But here's Cannonade. Oh, I thought he was almost side by side with Real SD, but yeah, I almost thought he was about to send a move down to that turn. But yeah, again, Cannonade. Oh, they're still side by side. They're still fighting, and Cannonade moves ahead of Real SD, but SD's got the inside line for the next turn, and now Cannonade has actually. Wow, SD is still fighting, and SD is far ahead of Cannonade there, but. Yeah, quite an immense battle between these two boys, and quite an entertaining battle for us as well here.
Very entertaining battle indeed, as this is a total tussle for P7, and we can see that Washington Nirma is closing in as well. So he's glad that these guys are fighting, because that would just mean that he gets involved in this battle for P7 as well. SD defending off the inside line, goes off wide. Cannonade tries for, I guess, the switchback line, but it's just does not have enough speed to carry through these corners, and hence he could not close into the Real SD here. And the Real SD yet again pulling away after he's overtaken Cannonade. We did see a bit of a battle earlier, and Happy might want to mute yourself. And oh, that's the Cannonade! And okay, with the commentator's curse, Oh, that was very close between
almost.
walking out Nirma and Cannonade. Very, very close there. Nirma, I think that the corner entry is blind, so I think Nirma couldn't see that Cannonade had spun. And luckily, Nirma does have good reaction times, and hence he managed to avoid him.
I
But
mean,
yeah, by the looks of it, I think we cannot say anything good about anyone, although we want to, because we just ended up commentating Cousin.
yeah, I mean, let's hope that Nirma wore his brown pants today because I'm pretty sure he just shat himself. Almost seeing that Ferrari there. But yeah, pretty good reaction times from Nirma there. And again, he just got another position up. So Nirma's in P8 at this stage. I don't know.
Nirma
I
is in
felt
P8,
that,
yes.
yeah, I felt like Nirma would probably be in P7, P6, but I guess Canon A was just that far back down in the second race here.
The candidate is struggling for pace here slightly, and of course he did make that mistake, which has just caused him to lose a lot more positions. And yeah, it's just not gone well for Cannonade. Although I think Babaji has spit and come out somewhere, unless I'm just looking at things. Yeah, I am looking at things. Babaji, I think, has left the session, so we're down to 13 drivers. So now, and you can see who those 13 are on your screen. Meanwhile, you see Deepak is, yeah, he's just lacking a bit of pace here compared to FIFA Kanak as well as Starboy. And Starboy is just managing to inch away from FIFA Kanak. And I think Starboy is just carrying FIFA Kanak with him because they're both inching away from Deepak. I'm pretty sure Deepak would still be satisfied with a P3 position, but considering that earlier on, a very brief moment, he was in the fight for P1 for a couple of laps. I think he will be kind of frustrated by that, but I'm pretty sure at the end of the day, he's still going to take a P3.
Yeah, I think I'll be happy with P3 as well, considering that the guys in front of me are FIFA Kanak and Starboy. When Starboy's currently in a league of his own at this stage, because I won't say he's dominating, but he's keeping himself quite far ahead. And yeah, and it's just a pretty amazing feat from Starboy here.
Definitely, and we can see that Sai Prithvi is past Tag1, although by the looks of it, I think Tag1 just let Sai Prithvi by instead of trying to battle it out with him. Maybe because I think Tag1 knows that Sai Prithvi is much faster than him, and this just means that Sai Prithvi is now left to catch up to Akbar Kumar, and we could yet again see a very spicy battle for P4 because Akbar Kumar is only a second up the road.
Definitely, Akbar Kumar looks to be getting some of that pressure that comes with defending, in a GT3 car, and yeah, that's probably going to pile up a bit more because Sai Prasad, as we know it, had so much pace in this race, and is showing some of that great pace right now when he's trying to catch up to everyone else at this stage of the race.
Yeah, Sai Prithvi is doing fairly well.
Mm-hmm.
And by the looks of it, he was a second and a half away from Akbar Kumar, and now the gap's down to about a second, 1.1 seconds. So he has a lot of pace in him right now, and he is closing in a lot to Akbar Kumar. So that just means that we could see a three-way battle between Tag1, Sai Prithvi, and Akbar Kumar for P4.
And that's what we love. I think race 2 has started to be quite more entertaining than race 1 entirely because we've seen so many three-way fights for a position.
Yup, and that does make things a lot more interesting, as we have always seen. No rain for us here today, unfortunately. And by the looks of the weather,
Sai Prasad gone off. Sai Prasad is and there's contact. Is that between Techie? Yeah, it's between Tag1 and Sai Prasad. I think Sai Prasad lost. I'm not sure what happened there. I think did he go off the track for a second while he was trying to get that corner made and then completely lost it on through those curbs? Was that how it went off? I'm not sure what happened there to Sai Prasad.
I will sum it up. Let's just call it commentator's curse because that is exactly what happened.
Yeah.
We said good things about Sai Prithvi, and the next thing you know, unfortunately, he made a mistake. Tag1 had a bit of contact with him now, and Tag1 will have slight damage, and that also mean that Sai Prithvi will. I think he might have some left hand side damage because there was contact on his left hand side. But yeah, I'm not sure if he does have damage in the front or not. But yeah, very close and very unfortunate for him. Although I think Akbar Kumar will be delighted because he doesn't have to worry about Sai Prithvi catching up to him anymore.
Here's a suggestion. Can we actually go on board Starboy and start praising him so that we can actually have a fight for P1?
Okay, maybe not. Let's not. Oh, well,
Just Moto goes on Starboy.
Okay, well,
Oh, no.
well, I to be honest, I have nothing but good words for Starboy here. He did
That's
have a
great.
lot of misfortune throughout the season up until this point, and we can see that he does have a lot more pace. But look at that! He is, I think, a second or something like that faster compared to FIFA Kanak. Yeah, he's 4 times faster than FIFA Kanak every lap. So that makes sense why he's
Oh.
pulling away so much.
I almost thought he lost
Starboy's
him coming
doing
out of the
well.
corner. Yeah,
I
but
still
Starboy
think
again. Starboy's dominating our ACC season. He's gonna get this win by shot. Some guaranteed win here, and this is me blatantly trying to apply the commentator's curse at this stage of the race just so that I can watch a fight for P1, hoping that somehow Starboy just makes one mistake. But again, it just feels like Starboy has his car under control. He has been very competent in his racing style by the looks of it, and I really think he's gonna make any mistake. That being said, the commentator's curse is a powerful force of his own.
No comments on whatever that is. Well, Starboy knows at least who to get after if he does make any mistakes, that is. So it was a haphazard thing, not me, Starboy. I am your supporter. Anyways, coming back to the battles that are happening on track, we can see one unfolding between Shan and Vishnu Anand. This is for P11. Shan defending off from Vishnu Anand. Vishnu Anand is inching it slightly closer and closer to Shan. Although, by the looks of it, Shan does have a lot more straight line. Or maybe he doesn't. I'm kind of confused here. No, he does not, because we can see that Vishnu Anand has a lot more straight line. And look at how much he's closed in. And almost contact there, but the amount of time he's gained just under braking just shows that how much more confident Vishnu Anand is with his car compared to Shan. Because we just saw that. I think that's at least half a second gained under that. And there goes Shan. Shan's made a mistake. He dipped his tires onto the grass and Shan's off. That is a free position for Vishnu Anand now. And that leaves him to try and hunt down Faizan.
Yeah, and this is the position where this is the point. Oh, that was so close for the BMW driver of Santu. But yeah, this is probably the point where Vishnu Anand has to spin out now and get the commentator's curse because it is OP.
I hope not. But yeah, we have 3.5 minutes left in this race, and time flies. I'll tell you what, especially when you're having a very entertaining race to watch and commentate over, because we did have 30 minutes in this race as the overall time, and now we're down to just 3.5. And we can see that these guys, the leaders, the top three, are still maintaining that gap. No one's really gaining or losing on that much. Although Faizan is slightly inching over, I'd say, FIFA Kanak, but it's not enough to be like a major gain or something. So I'd say the gap is staying around the same, or at least Faizan's inching away from FIFA Kanak and Deepakraj very, very slowly. But yeah, Deepak's, 4 seconds behind FIFA Kanak. Starboy is a second ahead of FIFA Kanak, but yeah, as I said earlier, Starboy is just managing to stay slightly faster than FIFA Kanak, and hence FIFA Kanak is not closing in. So it's only 2 minutes remaining. I think the top three order is pretty much set unless any mistake does happen between these drivers. And you can see Shan 7 has gone back into the pits, and considering the amount of damage he has, I don't think he'll be able to finish this race on track.
Yeah, true. It's going to be difficult for Shan because that was a pretty hefty blow. But as we're speaking, it just feels like FIFA Kanak is just gaining a lot of time on at this stage. He's 6 tenths, 5 tenths closer, 4 tenths closer to the Ferrari right now. So I'm not sure where the pace is coming from. But FIFA Kanak is going for a last lap ditch effort to get P1 here. And yeah, you can see the braking, the confidence he has right now on braking. Yeah, that it just feels like FIFA Connect has now switched on his race mode and switched on his tires and switched on his car.
Definitely has switched everything on here because he is closing in a decent amount to Starboy. And Starboy, I'm pretty sure he's not going to be under too much pressure. He's going to be very calm and collected. But yeah, we only have, I'd say this is the penultimate lap. We have a minute and a half to go while we're still on this lap. So I'd say this is the penultimate lap. Washing Powder Nirma, who has finally caught up to Cannonade, he is ahead of Cannonade. Cannonade, as we saw throughout the race, he was struggling with pace, but it just was not enough to ensure that he is ahead, basically. And I mean, he did try his best to defend off from, Sai Prithvi, the real SD, but at the end of the day, it just wasn't enough. And because of that, Washing Powder Nirma is ahead of Cannonade as well. Washing Powder Nirma in P8, finally, after being in P9 for quite a long time in this race. Oh, Cannonade has sent one down the inside, and oh, there's contact between Washing Powder Nirma and Cannonade, and that will definitely be a report. And we can see Nirma did slightly flash there to be like, what are you doing? We are meanwhile on the last lap, and this is all unfolding. They will be starting their last lap very soon as they're crossing the line now. And I think, yeah, Shansam is not going to be able to finish this race while being on track. So unfortunately,
Can we actually
him,
go on board Starboy, please? Just to see what's happening there up there, because they're pretty close to each other right now. So is it possible if we can just go on to the leaders?
I'm guessing not. Oh, there we are. Ooh. Starboy is only half a second ahead of FIFA Kanak. With this being the last lap, the white flag is out, last lap. I think it won't be enough for FIFA Connect to get past Starboy until and unless there is some sort of mistake on Starboy's side, and then it could be close. But by the looks of it, Starboy is not making any mistakes. And I think it would be a win, a double win for Starboy here.
Definitely. And Starboy is doing a very good job managing, and it's just like at the penultimate corner here, or sorry, the last corner. And Starboy looks like he's got a very good exit. He's gotten that win, and it's been an amazing effort from FIFA Connect. But unfortunately, it's an effort too that's way too short. Oh, wow. Yep, that's perfect.
That's one way to finish it. Deepakraj finishes P3 here, so he'll be delighted with it as well. And let's quickly see what else is happening on the track. If we can, that is. If any remaining battles are left that we are not covering.
Because we're looking at FIFA Connect.
Because we're looking at FIFA Connect, exactly. He's in the pits.
Yeah, I think that's it. I think there's nothing else because Washing Powder, Nirma, and Cannonade were the only ones fighting, and I think they're pretty much done with the race. And as far as I understand, Cannonade and Washing Powder, Cannonade finished ahead of Washing Powder, Nirma. So yeah, that's the end of that.
It is definitely the end of that, but here is the kind of issue here. I do apologize for this, but I'm not sure who is in which class. I know that Deepak. Okay, well, I'm just not going to say anything because I don't know who's in what class. I know the top 3 overall, so I'll pull them in. But the winners of each class, I'm not sure. So, Moto, if you can help us out with that, that will be absolutely amazing. I'll take that as a yes. And Moto, can we have a look at the final running order, please? Starboy has won with the fastest lap, followed by FIFA Kanak, Deepakraj on the podium. Akbar Kumar is up there as well. Sai Prithvi, followed by Real SD, Cannonade, Santu, Shan7, and the rest of them have left. So, yeah. I mean, if you do want to look at the final... Oh, there we go. Very convenient. So, Deepakraj P3, Akbar Kumar P4, Sai Prithvi P5, Tag is 1 P6, the Real SD P7, Cannonade P8, Washing Powder Nirma P9. That is interesting. So that is something we missed out on because Nirma was ahead of Cannonade. But Faizan P10, Vishnanand P11, Santu P12, Shan P13, unfortunately finishing the pits, and Babaji is the last finisher
Wasn't
here.
wasn't Washing Powder and Nirma behind Cannonade as soon as they had contact with each other? Because if I'm not wrong, I saw they both had
Yeah, he
contact
was.
and Cannonade was ahead of Washing Powder and Nirma.
Yeah,
That's
okay,
the overtake.
let's bring our drivers in for the interviews. Starboy, just you're in the interview session now, please. Let's quickly bring everyone else in as well. It was Deepakraj who was in P3, so let's bring Deepak in as well. If other class sitters again, I'm not very sure of them, so I guess we'll just get started with the drivers here that we have now. So haphazard, why don't you take us away with Deepak?
Yeah, so again, Deepak, an amazing race from your end. Pretty much you were in your own space for half the race, and then as soon as uh, FIFA Kanak and the Ferrari of Starboy started fighting, you entered that phase where you were actually fighting for the lead, and at one point you almost overtook FIFA Kanak, but then lost that lost that position as well. So just get us through your race and get us through that 4 laps where you were actually fighting for the lead there.
Well, yeah, it was actually a very intense race during those laps. So yeah, I did see FIFA Connect and Starboy fighting, which actually helped me to catch up a bit more. And I decided to attack FIFA Connect, and I was able to get the position. But then my thinking was that I didn't want Starboy to run away with our fighting, so I was like, I'll try to pull away, but if I can't, I'm not gonna fight hard with FIFA Connect. And FIFA Connect pulled a move, and I did not fight too hard because I did know that there is a chance for P1 if we just don't let him run away. But Starboy was just too quick today. There's nothing stopping.
Definitely, I think you're correct with that. Starboy was a bit too quick today, but then again, your challenge did make it interesting at that stage, and quite rightfully brought something spicy to the table, something interesting.
Yeah, well, I'm happy for that. And yeah, it's nice. It's getting a good podium is nice, and yeah, definitely FIFA Karak and Starbay definitely deserve a lot of praise today. Racing close that many laps, it's not that easy, and they were just putting pressure on each other, and they were not breaking. So really nice to see.
Yeah, definitely, and good job on your P3, Deepak.
Yep, thank you.
Is there anything
Moving
else
on
you want to
then.
add?
No, you covered everything, Hap. Thank you. Moving on to our P2 seater, FIFA Kanak. Are you with us?
Yeah.
Cool. So, Kanak, that was a very interesting race from your side. On both the races starts, we saw that you got an absolutely amazing start. And, for the first couple of laps on both the races, you were quite comfortably in the lead. But then Starboy just managed to hunt you down there. Although, from what we saw, at least, you did seem to have a lot more straight line and a lot lesser downforce compared to Starboy. So, is that correct?
Yeah, that's just the Audi and the Ferrari. The Ferrari has a lot more downforce while the Audi just fast on the straights.
Okay, so that is the car's nature. All right. But just talk us through your race, because at one point, you were looking like a solid contention for Starboy in both the races, as a matter of fact. And, you were looking like, okay, you could win, and then Starboy closed in, and then you guys were fighting it out. But then Starboy just managed to edge ahead of you, and then, you just kind of struggled to keep up with him. Although towards the end of the second race, you did close in a lot, but then, the I don't think it was enough time left for you to make a move on him, and you just fell short by a bit.
Yeah, I think he was just too fast and too consistent for me to catch him there. And also at the start of the race, I was too slow. Like both races, like he was easily catching up to me, and I was like really holding him back. But by the end, I was actually catching up to him. So I think I just didn't get the proper setup for the race. Just had a quali setup running. Yeah.
Fair enough. That does add to the factors, but yeah, still a very good job from you to keep that P2. And anything else you want to add, Hap?
No. There's nothing else from my side. That's definitely a good race from FIFA Connect there.
Definitely congratulations for the P2 FIFA. And moving on to our winner here, Starboy.
Hello.
Starboy, how does it feel to win? I mean, don't mind me. I don't know how many wins you have,
No, this is my
but
first win
first
in
win, like
IRC.
this season or ever?
No, ever in IRC.
Oh wow, okay. So congratulations for that.
Thank
That was
you.
a very good performance from you, especially when the main very quick drivers like Davlish and Masoom, Prakhar Vats won there. We just got to see that how much space you actually have, because in the previous races we did see that you did have a lot of misfortune. You did get into a lot of incidents, and due to that you just weren't able to show your actual true raw pace. So how do you feel about winning here?
Winning feels good, but to be honest, like I wasn't practicing. Like I never drove for 2 3 days. Like 3 days, I haven't touched my sim. Like just before the race, I thought I'll just join after the quali. It's like I just reached to my house at 8:30. I was like, okay, I'll just start joining after the quali. I'll set it up. And luckily, the race was a bit postponed, I guess. So I
Yeah.
was like, okay, I have some time in quali to practice. In quali, I had a great lap, like 41.1 was the pace. So somehow I managed to do that. But then I guess you'd have seen the race one start. Like that was, I don't know how I managed to survive through there. Like first, I got punted by Sai Prithvi through turn two. Then me and Abhay Thakur had an incident at the sunset, maybe the long right hander. So
Mhm.
both the places I somehow caught the car, and I wasn't actually feeling the car, but then I was like, okay, I'll just drive. I won't push to my limits. I'll just try to maintain a pace and do some consistent laps. So I knew like FIFA Connect. I saw FIFA Connect's like I know generally Audi has good pace, but consistency is also a tough thing in Audi. So I was like, I'll just try to catch him, and then let's see if he makes some mistakes. So in race one, that happened, and I was able to overtake him. Like I was a bit quicker, so I managed to get him in race one. And again, race two, the Audi had insane launch, like through like by turn one, he was miles ahead. So I was like,
Mhm.
again, same thing. I'll just keep on doing same laps. Expect he commits some mistake. But then he was also quite consistent this time. And then I was like, I wanted to overtake him, but sector one, sector three, the Audi is so powerful that you can't actually have a straight line to get it. Like even if you have the best exit, the Audi manages to outpace you. So I was like, sector
Mhm.
two is the strongest part of my car. So I'll just I'll try to catch him in sector 2. So sector 2, I pulled a dummy, and luckily I got the inside line and had the run in for the next corner and made the overtake through sunset crocodile, like around crocodile, and overtook him. But then
Mhm.
since I was stuck behind FIFA Connect for a long while, my tire pressures were dropping. Like my tire pressures went up to 27.0. Like I
Mhm.
literally went around 4 5 times through grass, but somehow managed to survive. I didn't know, like by the end of the race, I was still thinking that I saw Deepak overtaking FIFA Connect through turn one. So till the end of the race, I didn't see who it was. I was just looking at the sector times, and I was like, somehow I have to manage it. Like the car behind me was quicker. I thought it was Deepak behind me until the end. Then only I got to know that it was FIFA Connect. So it was
Uh-huh.
a pretty hectic race. Like I was around half a second slower, but again had good fun with these guys. So great race, first win. Feels
Great.
nice.
Indeed, the first race one always feels nice,
Yeah, and
and you've summed it
luckily,
up pretty
like
well here.
Masoom and Davlish not being there, like this was my opportunity to get in the pole, get in the win. So it worked out in the end.
I mean, it did work out with you in the end. Pole, first race win, second race win with the fastest lap as well. So good performance from
Yeah,
you.
race two was
And
very close. Like in the end, like he was, if there was one more lap, I guess he would be challenging me by turn one. So I was like,
Mhm.
last lap, I was like, Inshallah, let's go. If I die, I die. Somehow I have to keep, like push the car. Managed to survive in the end. That's it.
Yep, we did see that he was closing in a bit towards the end, but yeah, he just ran out of time, couldn't make that move. But yeah,
Yeah.
you've summed it up pretty well here for us, and congratulations on your first ever win.
Yeah. Thank you.
So that is it from us here on Saturday with the ACC boys from Kyalami. That was a very fun and interesting race to watch. Can we move to the ending screen, please, Moto? Thank you. So that was a very fun and interesting race. Of course, both the races were very interesting. A lot of action as well that you might want to replay and watch if you're just joining us. That was very, very fun to commentate over. A lot of fight for the lead, a lot of fight in the midfield as well. Some incidents here and there, but for the most bit, it was very clean. That is it from our side, though. But don't forget that we do have our F122 boys tomorrow, starting it off with the Tier 2 boys on 2:30 p.m. IST. So do make sure to tune in tomorrow at 2:30 p.m. to watch our Tier 2 boys tackle out the Paul Ricard circuit, and that will definitely be the interesting race to watch out for, because you will be, of course, on the new game with the new regs, and we'll have to see what sort of strategies play out there. And if you do want to see the fastest F1 sim races in India, then make sure to tune in at 8 p.m. IST tomorrow to watch our Tier 1 boys tackle out yet again Paul Ricard, and we'll see how that goes. That is it from my side. That is it from Hap. If you're interested in joining our community, if you're a motorsports enthusiast who also wants to take part in these league races, then make sure to join our Discord server. The link is in the description. Yet again, thanks for watching, and this is me, Simply White, signing off. Bye bye.